So, the elephant situation the other day obviously opened up a bigger conversation with us and with the kids.
And with your audience.
Xavier in particular, because he's 6.5. And with my audience.
I had a massive reaction on your socials.
Yeah, so a lot of support for our
perspective on it.
Yeah. And also some other opinions that were a bit, I think, maybe confused about why we were there.
For anyone who's watching this who hasn't seen what you're talking about, give a bit of a context.
Yeah, so we went to visit a natural waterfall the other day. We landed in Koh Samui, Thailand, literally 2 days ago. On the first day, we wanted to just get out in nature, get our bare feet on the earth, and we thought, why not go to a local waterfall? It was free, we didn't pay for anything. Well, we paid for the transport to get there. Local transport, supporting local families. And we got there, and as we were rolling in, we saw people riding elephants. First thing we said to the boys, oh, look, out the window, elephants. Then we realised, oh, hang on, they're being used.
Yeah, like we saw
the
front of the elephant first, because it was very close to the car, and then as seconds later, obviously we noticed that there was people on there, and there was nothing in the research that I had done of we knew just that we wanted to go and see a waterfall, and there was nothing in the research that I'd done that said you can do elephant riding here.
Yeah,
I think we would have still gone to see the waterfall.
We were going for the waterfall,
yeah,
and we were confronted with these elephants that were being used and abused, and it brings up a lot of. It's a
triggering. It's very triggering.
Yeah,
topic.
It was triggering because
I started crying.
We've visited Africa and been on the tour on the Serengeti.
Yeah.
And we've seen
how
those animals
it is
out in the wild, and we've seen them in their natural habitat and the natural environment, and that was humbling. That was a great experience, and we will take the kids on a safari on the Serengeti one day when they're a bit older.
We also learned when we were in Africa, witnessing them in their natural habitat, so happy, living their best lives. We were also told about how there are still poachers.
Yeah.
And this is an issue, not
real.
riding them but shooting them and killing them
reality.
for their tusks. That's part of what you get in travels.
Yeah, and that's part of the bigger and broader conversation about Worldschooling and why we have decided to go on this Worldschooling journey and this adventure, because we want to expose our kids to this sort of stuff. We don't want to shield them from it. This is going to show up. We want this for us as well, to remind us of what happens out in the big wide world, because I was in a very confined space for 3 years due to my own mistakes. And if you know me and you know us, you know our story, you know what happened. I do talk about it openly on my socials, how I made a mistake and I went to prison, so I was literally in a cage.
You're confined.
Then I came home, landed back into the real world reality, into the workforce prison where I was away from my family 12 hours a day, working hard. And
also another perspective is that we were also in a Western country, and there's a cushy existence there.
Yeah, it's comfortable. And you get stuck in that bubble. So we were then just, I suppose, organically and naturally stuck in our little suburb in Melbourne, and we were just going to the local comfortable spaces, and then that became kind of, we felt a bit trapped. So that was another reason why we wanted to get out in the world and travel with the kids and
explore
expose
and have adventure and educate ourselves as well, not just our children.
Yeah, and we were saying just the other day, we are going to experience a culture shock going from one place, Melbourne, where we're in that comfort zone, in that comfort bubble, to Spain, and Estepona was another beautiful place.
Yeah, for 3 months.
Different culture, different language, all the challenges that we came across and the kids came across, which was amazing to see them being challenged in that and then thrive through it, and as well as us. We were challenged at the start, and then we thrived through it, and then that became a bit comfortable.
It's a very cushy place as well, for sure.
After 3 months, that became a comfortable place. And coming here and landing in Southeast Asia was a huge culture shock just the other day. And then to be exposed to that situation with the elephants. But Go on.
I was going to say, so tell us about what the comments on, like, what is the conversation on your socials?
A lot of the comments,
react?
if you have a look at the comments on that post, there's a lot of people saying how disgraceful it is, how wrong it is, supporting us in our journey
reaction
and
to it as well.
Yeah, our reaction, the way that we're showing the kids what happens in the real world, though this is happening. And
it was
they
a great
can see it,
opportunity for us to have that conversation.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as we reacted, we then gathered each other and we went closer to the elephants. We didn't, shield them and be like, oh my God, that is just so wrong. We don't agree with it. Xavier's our eldest. He's 6, and we weren't like, oh, this is not right. Xavier, we don't believe in this stuff. Let's go over here and have a look at a pretty waterfall. We weren't like that. We actually went closer to the elephant and stopped and watched, and we asked questions, open-ended questions, like, what do you see? And what do you think the animal is feeling? Like, what do you think the elephant is feeling right now?
And we also asked him what he was feeling as well, because, we are trying to encourage and teach emotional intelligence with our boys. But we also had the conversation about what we saw in Africa when we saw them in the wild and how amazing that was. And the amazing thing that happened later on in the car ride back to our accommodation was...
And a lot happened, though, in between that. So we had the elephant experience, we had the conversations, we walked away, then we did go to the waterfall, and we enjoyed that. It was so much fun. We were there for hours. So a lot of time had passed. Yeah. And then in the car on the way home, Xavier was in the back, and he was just being really quiet, which is unlike him. And so I asked him from the front, I said, are you okay back there, Xavier? And he goes, mm-hmm. And I said, what are you thinking about? And he said, oh, I'm thinking about the elephants. And I said, oh, what about the elephant? And he said, no, I asked him how it makes him feel. And he said, I'm still feeling sad. And I said, what are you thinking about the elephants? And he said, oh, I'm thinking that when I grow up, I could come back here and save them.
Yeah.
Oh, my heart. I was just like, oh my God, I turned to Bron and I was like, this is what it's about.
Yeah.
Like, just witnessing him and his, like, the kindness coming out through him and just, like, where his thoughts were going. Like, he went back to that after having a fun time at the waterfall. He was going back to that and reflecting and then thinking, like, strategically, like, problem solving in his mind, how he could help that animal. And, like, that's the kind of humans that we want to raise. We want to raise humans who are aware of what's going on in the world and have kindness and compassion in their heart, and, like, don't sit and dwell in that, like, victim state of just like, oh, I'm just sad about the elephant. No, he's sad. All right, what am I going to do about it? Well, when I grow up, I'm going to come and save them. Like,
he's
beautiful.
Already thinking ahead, and that's amazing to see. And
yeah,
this is what we wanted.
It validated so many of our choices. Like, in a time where we were feeling like quite overwhelmed the last few days of, we've travelled halfway across the globe again and plonked ourselves in a new culture, a new language, new everything, but, like, very overwhelming to the senses. And we're definitely, like, in the midst of a culture shock. And then in that moment, I think we both looked at each other and we were, like, so validated, and we're like, yep, this is good. Like, sit in the discomfort because there's so much learning to be had. And I really loved going through that. And I think that it's amazing that you've posted about it on your socials and then received such an incredible response. Like, how many views have you had on TikTok?
Oh, there's been like 60,000 views on TikTok and
Instagram?
About 30 or 40,000 on Instagram.
Yeah, awesome. Which is big numbers for your accounts.
Yeah,
and
I'm not
awesome.
famous or anything. We're not famous, but it's just...
And awesome that's the reaction.
Our audience
care about these topics.
Real and authentic, and that's what we're trying to build, is a real and authentic audience, and we are sharing real and authentic experiences with, our whole journey, from me being taken away to prison and you single parenting for that time, how we've managed to rekindle our relationship,
salvage our marriage,
it's true. Have another amazing healthy boy, and now we've broken away from the comfort zone of our little Melbourne suburb, and we are chasing the sun around the world and looking for situations that happened the other day with the elephant that was being used and abused, and we're just confronted with new things every day, and that's what it's all about. So we're really grateful for the response, the support, and the opinions of people that aren't quite supportive of it, and that's fine. That everyone's got their own opinions.
A lot of people were a bit confused, though. Some of the comments were like, "I don't get it. Like,
why did you pay to go there?" Yeah, we didn't pay to go there. We did not ride the elephants either. Like you
Obviously.
said, the elephant experience, and I'm like, no, we didn't have.
Well,
that
no, our experience
seeing
of being confronted with these
so
elephants.
we will continue to share the raw and authentic.
And let us know.
Journey.
Let us know if you are enjoying this kind of content. If this is something that you want to see more of, because we want to know. We
need the
put
feedback
stuff out there that you love.
All right. I'll just say adios.
Adios.
We're not in Spain anymore.
We don't even know. We've been here such a short time. We don't know how to say goodbye in Thai yet.
Cup on cup.
That's thank you.
Thank you.